Hi everyone, this is an update video on the Tangle Teezer. About a year ago I had posted a review of this when I initially bought it, and now I've had it for a little over a year. I've been using this off and on for about a year. For the last 6 months I've been using this one exclusively, so this is just I guess a second review to tell you how it's held up and how it's worked for me. I would like to thank Heather, also known as Torn Page here on YouTube, for sort of indirectly reminding me to do this, because she had just this past week posted a great comparison video between the Tangle Teezer and the Michelle Mercier brush. So I'm going to put the annotation right up there so you can see her video. But anyways, like I had said before, for the past 6 months I've been using this brush pretty much exclusively. No other brushes, no combs. Those of you who watch me regularly know that I hate combs. My scalp is just way too sensitive for it, and it causes more breakage than this. I've gotten used to holding this, even though I sort of hold it upside down because I'm a lefty. My hands are big enough for it. I don't have to take off the chamber or anything. I drop this much less often than I had done in the beginning. The only time that I drop it, recently is when my hair is wet and it has a leave-in conditioner or some sort of oil in it and my hands are slippery in the first place. I might drop this once or twice, but that's really only a couple times a month. So it's okay for me. The sound doesn't really bother me either. After you use this for a couple of months, you don't even really hear it anymore. I can still tell the difference between the brushing noise here and the sound of snapping hair, so it doesn't really matter. So does this cause less damage after you use it regularly for a while? This is not a miracle worker. It's not going to heal the damage that's already there. You have to cut off the splits and the damage and start anew when, with a more gentle regime. I have noticed since using this that I get fewer new split ends. My hair is softer. However, I have also switched over from a sulfate shampoo to a non-sulfate shampoo in the past year, so it could be a combination of both those factors that has made my hair more manageable. When I'm brushing it, I hadn't even brushed my hair this morning. I had slept with it in a 2-strand twist, and I just let out the twist, but I hadn't brushed it today. So when I'm brushing it, I start from the bottom and I work my way up. I separate it into 2 sections usually because the bristles here are fairly short and my hair is fluffy / thick, so I find it easier to work in sections, and it still takes less time than if I'm brushing in one section with longer bristles that cause more damage anyway. So you'll notice that I'm starting at the bottom and I'm working my way up, taking out the tangles just a little bit at a time, and I'm still using good brushing technique. I know that it says on the package of the Tangle Teezer that you can be rough with your hair because the brush is really gentle. You can start at the scalp and brush out all your tangles in one fell swoop. I don't follow that. I think that you can still get damage that way. No matter what quality your brush is, it doesn't give you an excuse to abuse your hair. So here it is close up again a year later, and since I had kept it in the box for storing basically until the box fell apart, I think that may have helped the bristles remain intact a little bit longer than some other people's brushes, if they just kind of stored it anywhere and threw it into a drawer where it got crushed or something. You can see in some of the edge bristles that it's starting to bend a little bit, like there and there. It's starting to bend outwards, so it is showing a little bit of wear, and it's probably not showing up on camera, but some of these bristles, they're starting to almost like fray on the very, very end of it. They get a little bit split and fuzzy. I've heard that many people just buy a new Tangle Teezer after a year or two because it is fairly affordable. It's theoretically possible to take heat to the bristles and slightly melt it, but I would not recommend that because that might just end up making the bristles uneven and then catching on your hair afterwards. For cleaning this, I usually just use like a pedicure brush like that, and I would just put a little bit of soap on the brush and put it through and take tweezers and get out all the hairs. I find this easier to clean than a regular paddle brush, because the padded paddle brushes are kind of porous, and the boar bristle brushes, they have cuticles on it, whereas this one doesn't, so it's really easy to get the oil and the residue off. Okay, so I have finished brushing my hair with the Tangle Teezer. It took less than 3 minutes, and it probably would have taken even less time if I weren't talking while I was doing it. In conclusion, I do think this is a quite good brush as long as you use it with good technique, and I am happy with my purchase. I would purchase this again. I don't think this brush is greater than sliced bread. I don't think that it will solve all your problems in life. I don't know if this brush is the epitome of all brushes out there because I haven't tried all brushes out there. However, for my purposes, this brush is gentler, faster than any brush or comb I've ever used. And in terms of net worth, it is the best one that I have tried so far. So that is all for this updated review. If you want to share your experiences with the Tangle Teezer, leave them in a comment below because I would love to hear your experiences. And I will see you all in the next video.